What's in? Welcome back, my old Skool Gunner YouTube channel. Well, guys. What a couple of days it's been for the Arsenal. Huh? Interesting stuff. Rumors abound, guys. Rumors abound regarding Arsenal. It's absolutely insane what's been going on. The rumors, guys, we're being linked with everybody. Everybody's leaving. If you read, all right, guys. I'm happy to say absolutely break a few hearts. Warren is here, guys. He's back again. Couldn't get enough of the old Skool Gunner. He couldn't get enough misery yesterday of Wi-Fi breaking down every 15 minutes. He didn't enough misery. He's back more misery. You know what I mean? So we're two gooners, lifelong fans. One has a bit more experience than the other. Oh, that way. Yeah. This man here. I have his information live streaming, guys. It's Warren at Warren's Team Talk. Check out his YouTube. Check out his Instagram. Look at the jersey he's wearing, guys. I mean, doesn't he look fantastic? Look at that jersey. Not like me, I'm a blower. I do this, guys. I do have that, and that is the real deal. It is beautiful. Oh yeah, look at that there.
Yeah, beautiful. Proper dress. Proper dress.
We have a comment. We have a comment, Warren. Here we go.
There we go.
Afternoon, chaps. Rumors everywhere, but nothing is going to change. Well, I'll say good morning to you, December, because I'm in Latin America. I'm down in all South America, so for me it's time. First thing we're going to talk about, guys. Of course, one is here with me. There is a protest planned in Cronky on Sunday, guys, before Chelsea game. So I'm just putting that out there, guys. I was contacted by a couple of guys yesterday. I don't know. You remember we were talking to Stapes 22. Stapes 22. And Stapes 22 told me to protest on Sunday against Stan Kroenke. I, of course, can't go. I'm 7,000 miles, but I'll be there in spirit. I think it's good to having a protest. And I take things like very seriously because it's for the parent. I think it can help. Even if he doesn't leave, guys, it's good that the fans voice their opinion and don't get frustrated, and that they have the right to go out and have a peaceful protest. And I say peaceful, guys. Peaceful. It's very important for the club, the fans, and everyone involved. Very, very important, guys. This is serious. And like I said, if it has an effect, I'm sure it'll make everybody feel a lot better that they're doing everything they can to try to help the club. Because at the end of the day, guys, results are results, trophies are trophies, but the club is going to be there forever. And to be honest, the situation, the way things are at the moment, a protest is necessary. If this was in Liverpool, guys, if this was in Manchester, they would have burned the stadium down already. Am I right or am I wrong, Warren? Am I right or am I wrong? Up north, man. Leeds United, Man United, Liverpool, they would have already set fire to the stadium. You know what I mean? So we're very mild-mannered, man. Fans, Arsenal fans, were quite mild-mannered. You know what I mean? Maybe we take a little bit too much crap now and again. But anyway, that's it, guys. If you're around London, if you're going to go to the Chelsea game, if you have nothing else to do on your Sunday and you love the club, there's a protest happening against Stan Kroenke, guys. It's happening before the Chelsea game, outside the Emirates Stadium this Sunday. So be there. Do what you can, guys. If I wasn't over here in South America, I would be there. Trust me. I don't care what's going on. I'd be there. This is an important thing, guys. It's for the club.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is important, but it's also very, very important that we don't do anything that breaks the law.
Yeah, of course. Peaceful protest, guys.
Or you don't. People don't get injured or stuff like that. You know, make it. Don't go in the ground if you don't want to. Don't buy any produce at the club. The way we're going to hurt this fella is to hit him in the pocket.
All he cares about are the Benjamins, guys. All he cares about are the dollars. You know what I mean? Exactly, Warren. Exactly. You want me to read out that comment?
Yeah, go on, mate. Go on.
It's all nonsense. While we've been watching the Aubameyang and Lacazette fiasco, Willock has been sold, a goal-scoring midfielder, the exact type of player Arsenal need and are looking for.
That's right.
100% right. I don't think they actually realise what's going on at Arsenal Football Club at the moment. Obviously, the opposition fans in the Premier League, I honestly don't think they care much. But I remember when United, they were really fighting with the Glazers. They still want the Glazers out. Liverpool had their problems. Everybody has to come and support everyone else, really. I mean, the fan associations of different clubs, they should support each other because they've been through it before. Everton, for example, you know, guys, now things are bad for Arsenal, but maybe in a couple of years, Chelsea will find themselves in a position, or Manchester United will find themselves in a position. I'm sure they would like support from other fan associations. You know what I mean? They're rivals, but then again, they're not. It's all Premier League, it's all English clubs, it's all football. I don't think anybody realizes what's actually going on at Arsenal Football Club. I don't think people have an idea. Like the point that the Assembled has said there, what Warren has been saying yesterday, what Warren is going to say today, what I've been saying, guys, another protest planned against Kroenke. That tells you all you need to know, guys. One game of the season, new season starts. There's a protest planned for the home game against Chelsea. A bit of publicity and get the word out there. It's gone beyond the laughing matter, guys. I mean, the performances of the team, the name of the club is being dragged through the mud, guys, dragged through the mire.
Yes.
I don't want us to win the league, guys. Of course I do, but I mean, I'm not expecting it this season. I'm not expecting it every season, but I want to see the team playing good football and a bit of progress. And I want to see the fans treated with respect. The way things have been happening, guys, they haven't been treating any of the fans with respect. The Xhaka situation, lying to us. He was never going to Roma, guys. Arteta, did you see Arsenal.com yesterday, Warren? Did you see Arteta and Smith Rowe? Smith Rowe is innocent, yeah? He wants to job. Arteta doesn't want to do. He does. It's on the Arsenal.com website. Arteta, a picture of it, he's telling Smith Rowe something and says, let's get to hard work. And Arteta is standing there and he's pointing out and he's giving direction on the training ground. Was he watching the last game? Did Arteta actually open his eyes and see what was going on? We got absolutely annihilated by a team, like you said, that got up to the Premier League through the playoffs. They didn't come first or second. They made it through the playoffs. They're not the best team that have got promoted. They're newly promoted. We have enough in the tank to beat them. Chelsea City is a different situation, guys. That requires a miracle. But we have enough to beat them. And we got stuffed. The manner of the mentality of the players. They go up before the game. They'll do their warm-up. Focus on the job at hand. It's 11 against 11 out there. Mark them out of the game. If he's moving and if he's strong, get tight and get physical. Get physical with them. Defend. Get physical, get tight. You know what I mean? No one's getting tight. It's 11 against 11. If we have to go back to man marking, zone and marking, out the window, man mark. It's me against you. It's one-on-one. And I'm going to go in hard when the ball comes in. I'm going to make the tackle. What are they doing out there? It was 11 against 11. They're newly promoted, guys. I mean to say, and Arsenal have a lot of international players out there. We have a lot of seasoned professionals too. And we have quality players. And they turned us over. It was easy for them.
Yeah, we need to be matching their commitment. We didn't. You know, these teams, they're going to be in our faces. They're going to be closing us down really quickly. But we need to match that. Because if we don't, we will get turned over. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And, you know, this business, going back to the protests and all the rest of it, people need to stop putting money into the club. It's the only way that we're going to stop this fella. Right? Or, I mean, when at the end of Arsene Wenger's reign, right, the reason he ended up getting sacked was because the ground, the ground wasn't getting sold out. You could see the cannon, and it's happening again. Apparently, that game against Chelsea on Sunday, not all the tickets have been sold.
The same with Wenger. They started boycotting the games, the home games.
So that's how it started. Yeah, that's how it started with Wenger. But so we need to stop like pumping money into the club. Boycott the club.
Boycott the home games. Boycott the home games.
Yeah, and do stuff that's going to hurt them financially.
That's all they understand.
Do stuff like going on to Trustpilot or Google reviews and stuff, and giving all the companies that sponsor Arsenal bad reviews, and then make sure that you put in it when you're doing it that it's because the fact that they sponsor Arsenal.
Yeah, of course.
And then the next thing you know, like these companies be going, what's all these people kicking off about the fact we're sponsoring Arsenal? And then they'll be getting onto Arsenal saying, you need to sort this out. We're going to be losing business because of this. Do you know what I mean? That's what United fans did with the Glazers. And that's what sparked all that investment in the team. So but the thing is, we need to keep doing it and be on it all the time. And I have to say, the fans in America have got really big parts to play in this as well. They can cause untold chaos for this fella, make his life really difficult, right? Pulling out banners at like his sport franchise matches, right?
They can affect them in the United States.
Pouring out trucks and stuff, and then parking them outside the gates of his ranch. So he has to call a recovery company to move them and things like that.
Annoy him.
Yeah, just be really annoying and make his life uncomfortable and difficult because, otherwise this fella, if we don't do these sorts of things and do it consistently on and on and on, he's just going to laugh at us.
Yeah, of course. We're little people. We're like ants under his feet. He doesn't reckon with any of us, guys, and he doesn't care. I feel sorry for the working class man. I'm a working class man too, but I don't have a season ticket or anything like that. But I feel sorry for the working class people like myself, like Warren. A lot of people, guys, they go through their problems in life and they go through hard times, good times and bad. And we scrimp and we save our whole lives for a little something. And the club has a big role to play in a lot of people's lives. It has a big role to play in a lot of people's lives. I remember they were doing a lot of community stuff in Islington regarding the club. It's almost like that doesn't even happen anymore. Remember all the community projects that the team were doing with the locals, with the local community, with the parents associations, with the children. It's almost like that has come to a dead end. I mean, it's a community club. Obviously, it's an international club too. It's for everybody who wants to support them. But the club were much closer to the fans, and they seem to have moved apart. And that makes me sad, to be honest. I mean, I'm not going to cry like a child about it.
That's really sad. Really sad.
They've moved. Yeah, it is. They've moved away from that. And like I said, people that are working class, that have their trials and tribulations, their ups and downs in life, like everyone does, the club was always there for them to support. But now, that bond, that closeness, it's decaying. It's like a bad tooth, guys. You know what I mean? You see this comment from the Assembled. I'll let you talk now, Warren. I just say the Assembled has a comment. Arsenal fan base is responding to the Kroenke, the KSC, whatever his empire is. The Kroenke Sports Empire. We are reactive. We need to be proactive. That's the problem. The tail is wagging the dog. Tech K. Let me just put this up on here for him. Big up yourself, my friend. Hope you're enjoying the show. If you're in London, if you're around London, man, there's a protest on Sunday against Stan Kroenke outside the Emirates before the Chelsea match, before the game against Chelsea. The Assembled is in again with one. The fan base are getting the manager sacked. But the real issue is Kroenke Sports Empire isn't affected, but the Rwanda sponsorship, speaking out about the team's motivation, is a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think you summed it up well there, the Assembled.
Yeah, you did, the Assembled. Good comment, mate. Because basically, if people don't know, the president of Rwanda went on a massive rant about Arsenal, saying that he was sick and tired of all the acceptance of mediocrity in the club. And apparently, I don't know how true this is, but I heard that Arsenal nearly lost their sponsorship deal with like the Visit Rwanda thing. You know, because on the shirts they've got this thing which says Visit Rwanda. Right? I don't know if it's on the sleeve of your shirt. Old School, is it?
Yeah, it is on mine.
Yeah. So on the sleeves of the shirt they've got this thing which says Visit Rwanda. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, this Visit Rwanda thing, they pay Arsenal to have that on their shirt so they can publicise the club and publicise their thing about trying to get people to go and visit Rwanda and stuff. So, and Arsenal nearly lost that sponsorship deal because of this nonsense that's going on at the club at the moment. So, you know, I just think we need to keep it going, and like that thing about the guy speaking out from the Rwanda, it is a step in the right direction, and the assembled's 100% correct. But we need to keep on it. We need to keep the pressure on, because otherwise things aren't going to change. You know, I mean, ideally we could get a new ownership, but we need to keep on them. We really do.
The worse things get to, as bad as it sounds for the team, the worse the results get. We lose to Chelsea, we lose to City. If we have said the worst in how many years in the league, if we can all that, it needs to get worse before it can get better. The pressure is going to increase tenfold on our bet and on the board.
If we lose, if we lose against Manchester City and we lose against Chelsea, which is highly likely, it will be the worst start to a league season since 1913, which was the year we moved into Highbury.
Yeah.
That's over 100 years. It's 108 years.
Head is breaking all the records, man, for wrong reasons, and I don't know. I honestly don't know what he's thinking.
It's unbelievable. And how I just can't believe that people are still backing this fella. What is it they're saying?
They're dreamers. I mean, after the whole Xhaka thing with Roma's situation, new contract now he's yesterday, and now he's coming until 2028. Like when I came off here with you, to talk about that. Obviously it was earlier for me here in Venezuela, so I had time to follow the news that was happening evening time in London. It was still only afternoon for me, so I had to have time to respond. The whole situation, guys. I suppose Ekman wants to leave the club. He's desperate to get away. They're actually holding up the deal. They're holding up releasing him. They kind of have the purse strings, they have under control. He wants to get away. He's desperate to leave the club before he gets a transfer window. The club are actually holding on to him unnecessarily. Things are going well. You know, it's like they're not really kind of actively looking for him to take the player. Okay, not many clubs are coming in for Ekman. He's an awful player, but that's the point. The guy honestly wants to leave the club, and the club are actually, I wouldn't say they're holding him against his will, but they're not being proactive in the player actively looking to get him a deal with another club. It's like, what kind of way are they running things there? I mean, I actually applied for him, and I never had time. I mean, Primark model. I had time for him. He's not a football player.
No, he needs to go.
What are the club? I mean, the club are some of the problems. He wants to leave, wants to go. The club are holding on to him.
I don't understand why we're doing that. I just get him out of the club.
I was shocked. And Xhaka, the Xhaka situation, I mean, that was disrespectful. They never tell Xhaka. I'm going to ask, right? The game was a couple of days ago. I saw this yesterday. I thought it would be good to do it. Let's do the player ratings against record. Let's do this, guys. I'm going to tear it up. Warren, I'm going to ask Warren, and Warren's give his player ratings. You can take time and think about it, my friend. You can jump the gun. Let's start with our number one, incomparable, Dustro, Berlino.
You want me to give the rating for Bert Leno? Old school? Are you there, mate? No, I think he's frozen again. Okay. So if I'm rating Bert Leno, I think I'm giving him a 3, and I think I'm being generous. Right? I mean, he doesn't command his area. Did you hear what I said? Old school.
No, nothing.
Okay. I wasn't sure whether you wanted me to give my rating for Bert Leno. So I said I'd give him 3 out of 10, right?
Okay.
And I said that I'd give him a 3. Someone's just come through the door. Hold on a sec, mate. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Daddy. It's the postman.
Hi, Daddy.
Hello, you all right?
Yeah.
I'm chatting. Bye. All right.
Okay, I've just come from horse riding and I canted for the first time.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, that's nice.
So, Issa,
Yeah.
there's some letters here.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, mate. I'll be 2 seconds. All right.
Yeah, that's no problem. That's no problem.
All right. I'm just gonna mute myself. I won't be a sec.
I'll just. That's okay. All right, guys. Warren is taking care of a little bit of business there with the old family, so I'm going to keep cracking on with this. See what's going on. All right, guys. Like I said, there is a protest, guys. It is on this Sunday before the Arsenal Chelsea game. It's at the Emirates Stadium, guys, before the home game against Chelsea on this Sunday, guys. Okay, the Enfield Sports Empire can afford not to invest in the club because the sponsorship money covered the gaps. But as soon as e.g. the Emirates and Adidas start withdrawing their backing, KC will either leave or invest. Yeah. I think that's one way to kind of put a gun to the man's head. All he cares about is the money. That's all he cares about is the finances. Yeah, it's as simple as that, guys. All he cares about is the money. All he cares about is the finances. So yeah, we can see what's going on there. It's a good point. But what do you think about that, guys? You think the protest is going to be good? It's going to help us. I'm just bring Warren back in there, guys. All right.
Yeah, mate.
Just
Sorry about
Warren
that.
back in, guys. He's back with a bang. He's like troops,
I
guys.
certainly am back with a bang. Right. Okay. So where were we? We were talking about Bert Leno, wasn't we?
We were talking about Burnley. We were talking about our player ratings against Brentford. Number
Right.
one.
Okay. Bert Leno, I'm giving a 3 to. And I think that's being generous.
I was going to say a generous 3.
Yeah, exactly. A generous 3.
Okay. Let's see. We were playing, and then we had Kieran Tierney.
I'd give him a 5 because he did try. He got up and down. He was putting crosses into the box. But I don't know. I don't think any of them played particularly well.
No, he was putting crosses in, but some of the crosses, not all of them. I think he was one of our best players. Him and Smith Rowe. Some of the crosses, not all of them. The ball was going in for the sake of it. I don't know, like it was just going in for the sake. There
exactly.
was no so, yeah, look up. There was nowhere. Don't play the ball. Do something, but don't just get in there for the. You know, there was no one there. Just cut back and pay the ball back into the midfield and build. You know what I mean? And move forward. But yeah, I think a 5. Okay, it was him and Smith Rowe were keeping it together, and the best performers for me in the team. Saka came on with enough time. The 2 forwards they couldn't get in. Okay, Ben White. How would you rate him, Warren?
3. It was his debut, so that's why he's not getting a 2. But he got bullied, seriously bullied all night long. Now, I've heard people saying, oh, well, he's never played in the back 4 before. The man's a professional footballer. He should be able to play in any style or system that you ask him to. For goodness sake. Sorry, I don't wash with me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he might not be used to it, but he's supposed to be a professional footballer. And they would have been training all week for this. And he's been, they've had pre-season. And he would have been getting used to the tactics, or so-called tactics, that Arteta wants him to play in the defence. I don't really buy that. But yeah, I'd go with a 3, and he's getting a 3 because it's his debut.
A generous 3 for him. He's young and he's fit.
Sorry, mate.
Anyway, let's move on. And Pablo Mari, how would you rate Pablo?
2.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He was awful.
Ball watching.
And it's the worst game I've ever seen him play for Arsenal. Because I thought he's fairly decent up until that game on Friday. I thought, he's steady. He's a good backup defender for us.
Strong, he's a big man.
Yeah, he's experienced. He's, he got pulled and he got, he just didn't play well at all at any point. And he was a bit of a liability, really. So that's why I'm only giving him a 2.
He was here. As the game went on, they started doing this. You could drive a bus through them. It was like that. They weren't even standing together. I mean, he was ball watching. He wasn't tracking the runners. He wasn't facing out from the goal. You know what I mean? He got his back. He got turned away. The ball was coming in so often. He had his back to the play. You have to face out like John Terry. And John Terry back in the day, man, Tony Adams, they used to make sure that finish. They gave us that extra space perfectly that they could turn and look out. They could see what was going on. He was always moving towards Leno, when the ball was coming in. He couldn't defend it. We need to be coming back in it. Position, that's what I'm trying to say. It was just
it was all over the shop, like the rest of them.
Like White, in fairness to White, he got all that press, especially the second goal. But he was left on his own, in there on his own. You know what I mean? 3 jumping in one man, and the 3 guys are built. You know what I mean? The right back.
None of them had control of the situation. You'd think, if they could see that this was going on, that one of them at least would have stepped up and said, no, okay, I need to organise this and say, right, you go there, you go there. What are you doing? Don't do that. Don't leave that fella doing this and whatever. Do you know what I mean? It was shambolic. It was absolutely. It just left me thinking that no one has got any real. I wouldn't say passion, because I think that Kieran has, but there's no forethought, and no one's like sort of on the pitch thinking, right, and like being like the comment said earlier about being proactive and thinking, I need to do this or that. That might be because they're terrified of Mikel Arteta and not doing the. He's got them so heavily tactic that they're scared to do anything outside the box in case they get reprimanded for it. I mean, that could be an explanation, but I honestly don't know. They just don't look like they know what to do when things start going wrong. They look like they're leaderless. No. You know? But I don't know, man. It's just very worrying, really worrying. Because that game, in a nutshell, showed you how to beat Arsenal. Anyone watching that game will be like a manual about how to beat Arsenal. You could like make a recording of it and put on the recording how to beat Arsenal. And anyone who wants to play Arsenal and beat them, they just need to watch that and it'll tell them how to do it. You know?
Again. All right, guys. Just going to go on there. Want to see that gone up a bit. And we'll talk about the Arsenal ratings. Last game against Brentford. I saw some thought today, guys, so I thought I'd attention to it. Talk about the players in the week and get an idea what's going on. There was the wrong team selection. There was the wrong formation. Players we have up front, guys, and respect to them, they did not get into the game. I honestly rated Balogun 0. I gave him 0 out of 10. He's nothing. And that's being honest. He did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. 0 in there. So yeah, what is just for come back there, guys. All right. Just move. Okay. We are back.
There we go.
We're back again. We're back again. Callum Chambers. How do you rate Callum Chambers?
God, yeah. Again, there's another one. I think I don't really remember that much of what he did, really, to be quite frank. Apart from the goal that they scored, it's just a collection of calamitous errors, and he had a big part to play in it. So yeah, I'm giving him a 2, and I think he's lucky to get that. I think I'm being overly generous, to be quite honest. So yeah, 2, possibly a 1 actually, but yeah, it's either a 2 or a 1. But he was another one who was just awful. I didn't see him offering anything positive going forward or doing anything to inspire the rest of the team or organising the rest of the back four.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
What mark did you give Callum Chambers?
I'll give him a 2.
Wow.
Yeah, generous. Generous 2.
1 for the first half and 1 for the second half.
Yeah, exactly.
You got 1 out of 10 for the first half, for the second half.
Yeah.
Arsenal. All right. Alex, how are you getting on?
What does everyone in the comments think, though, about the ratings? And what ratings would you give our players for that game? That's what I'd like to know. Like the assembled, for example, what would you give our players, the ones that we've done so far, and Arsenal Alex, and the other one, who's that? The other guy? Thutake. So, what would you give as well? It looks like Arsenal Alex has just premiered as well. So, fair play to you, mate. Congratulations. Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? You put a comment in the assembled. Didn't Callum Chambers get Player of the Season for Fulham, playing defensive midfield? Now he's a right back. Yeah, but then he was playing in a team that had a manager who knew what they were doing, didn't they? That's the thing. So he's Old School's back. And it looks like he's froze again. Zero across the board, says the assembled. Yeah, I can see why you said that, mate. I really can. I'm just being a bit generous, I think. Yeah, it looks like Old School has frozen. So, Granit Xhaka, let's move on to Granit Xhaka. And Sambi Lokonga. Honestly, I can't say that I really remembered anything about what those two did. Any positive contributions they made. So I'm giving them a 1 each. And the forward players, Balogun, Martinelli, and Pepe. I think Pepe was the best of the three of them, and I would give him a 4. The other two, I'm afraid I'm giving them a 1, but the problem is, I don't think it's necessarily the players' fault. I think it's the coach, because he's not coaching them properly and setting them up with the right tactics. So it's no wonder that they're looking like they're playing poorly. So
yeah, guys, I'm back as you can see.
You're back again, mate.
And Warren too.
And it looks like Old School's just frozen again. Yeah, so
Hey guys, I am back finally again. My apologies. I'm going to have to sort this Wi-Fi situation and get one of those things to plug into my laptop, I think, because this is gone beyond the joke. My nerves are frayed to the absolute last, and I'm becoming the angry school gunner, not the old school gunner.
Angry Skool Gunner, transforming from Old School Gunner to Angry Skool Gunner.
I'm just going to big up the channel, guys. Check out Arsenal Alex. He's just after premiering on his channel, guys. Check out his channel. I'm going to be having a little look after this live stream and have a look myself. I'll smash the like for the man. I'm going to give it a look. Check out his channel, guys. He's a very good YouTube channel. He does videos on many different topics relating to Arsenal FC, and he's just after premiering a new video live, guys. Of course, like you know, I'm sure Arsenal Alex is going to be there on Sunday before the Chelsea game, in the against, of course, our so-called owner, the guy that cares about me. I won't even mention his name, guys. You know who I'm talking about, because he's not worthy of it. Okay, let's get back to our comment for 7, and let's get team. Okay. Okay. There you go. Didn't change of the season for playing DCM.
Yeah.
Point played out of position. Yeah. He's been played out of.
I'm telling you, man, it's the tactics. This coach, he doesn't know what he's doing, and the players have had enough of it. Honestly, I'm beginning to think that they've down tools. I know I said this to you yesterday, but I'm beginning to think they have. I really do. I'm wondering if they're just like refusing to play for him. You know, because it don't make any sense. You know, because these players that we've got, they're not bad players. Well, a couple of them are, but they should have enough in the locker to have beaten that Brentford side, but they're just not being set up properly. They're not being coached properly. The tactics are wrong. To me, it all goes back to Mikel Arteta, and he needs to go. Because I'm convinced if we had a different coach, that the other coach would get more out of him. I just can't believe that Conte wouldn't be able to get more out of them than what Mikel Arteta has done, or that Rafa couldn't have got more out of this team, or that guy that was at Juventus for those years. What was his name? The Juventus coach who won all those championships that we were kept being linked with. He would have got more out of them. Any coach in world football would get more out of these players than what Mikel Arteta has done. That I can guarantee you that now.
Back again. If I scared you.
Back.
My nerves. I swear to God.
Do you look really stressed
I'm going
out,
to invest
mate?
in something, guys. I'm going to invest in something to plug into the laptop so I can be steady. Let me see, can I hook onto my phone? It's actually a good idea. Okay. Let's see what's going on.
The Assembles put a comment in saying, I knew Partey's injury was going to keep him out until after the transfer window closed. Just as Xhaka couldn't get the Roma deal done, and to top it, he was captain. Thank you, Arteta. Yeah, well, exactly, mate. 100% at the Assembled. I completely agree with you. And then he's come back with another comment as well. It says, don't you remember against West Ham when Lacazette said the players didn't listen to Arteta? There was problems in the dressing room. Now it's worse. Allegri. Yeah, that's it. That was the guy's name, Allegri. All of these coaches, he can come with any coach that you want. They would all get more out of this team than what Mikel Arteta has done. And I'm going to say something now, and people are going to think I'm nuts. But I'm telling you, I'd rather have Roy Hodgson and Big Sam managing Arsenal than this clown we got at the moment. Honestly, because I think they would get more of a tune out of these players than what Mikel Arteta has done.
Back again.
Yeah, here he is. He's here.
The Irish Rover.
Exactly. Yeah, I read that comment. I read it off my phone.
Let's continue on with. Let me put up the next one.
Yeah, I've read that one as well.
Okay, that was the last one. Let's continue on with the player ratings until more comments come in. Okay. Sambila Konga.
Sambi Lukonga, I gave him a 1. And I gave a 1 to Granit Xhaka because I just can't remember what they did. I don't remember them having any positive impact on the game whatsoever.
No.
Because they're in the engine room. Those two players have got to be the ones that set the tempo and drive the team forward. Neither of them did it.
They don't seem to know what's required in today's football game. They don't seem to know They don't seem to know what's required in today's modern game. I remember, we're talking about different level players here, but Henry, Bergkamp, Pires, and Luke, in training, you see them in training. When they turn up, there was a focus, there was a will, a determination, and they knew when they went out on the football pitch what they needed to do. They knew what they needed to do. If they all their jobs, they would have victory. How many games did they win? The season they went undefeated. I mean, they knew in training and they knew on the pitch where they needed to push, and at times, and they won games. This team, they just seem to be completely all at sea. They don't know what's going on. They don't have an idea. Yeah, it's like that. Okay, you assembled again. I agree, but I get what you mean. I think he's talking to him there because he never disagreed with me.
I think he was talking to me because I was going on about the manager, and I was saying you could get any coach in world football who would get more out of this team than what Arteta was. And I said, to be quite honest with you, I'd rather have Roy Hodgson or Big Sam managing Arsenal than Arteta. That's how bad it is. Yeah. I'm serious. I would. I mean, last season when we were in relegation trouble in 15th and 16th, I was calling for Big Sam because I was really worried that we were going to get relegated. And so I wanted Big Sam to come in and get us out of it. Because I couldn't see how we were going to get out of it.
Luckily, Saka and Tierney and Smith Rowe, they turned up for a while. But I know what you mean. Yeah, I think coming for a guys. Last time they managed to pape over the cracks. But we missed out on European football, guys. Think back, we missed out on European football. The semi-final of the Europa League, the performance everybody in Arsenal might have witnessed in Europe. And we were close to the relegation zone, like Warren says. We crossed the line. We didn't get European football. We managed to squeeze into 8th position. I don't know how. And now we're back at it again. The problems are still there. The problems still exist. They haven't gone away. And this is going to be much worse. I don't know what it takes for Arteta to actually wake up. I don't know what he has, what is the problem. He can't under his test.
I think it's a mental health issue. I do. Honestly, I don't like saying this because it's an awful thing to have to say about anyone, but I think he's got a mental health issue. I think he's got a personality disorder. He seems incapable of learning from his mistakes.
Yeah.
Right? And he seems to be extremely arrogant.
Mm.
And that is a recipe for disaster. Like to have someone who is so arrogant and then consistently makes the same mistakes over and over and over and over again and doesn't learn from them. It's a massive problem. A massive problem. And, it's hurting the club and it's hurting these players. I just feel really sorry for the young players in our team. The likes of Saka, Smith Rowe, Tierney, Balogun, Nketiah, all these young players that we've got in our squad. They're not going to progress under him.
No, go backwards.
Yeah, they're going to go backwards because he seems to be incapable of coaching people properly. No, but
And
I don't know.
the seasoned professionals, they're going backwards. He's made them go backwards. Not young guys, seasoned professionals. He's just, man, he has no understanding of anything. He has absolutely no understanding of anything.
The thing is, if you want your strikers to score goals, right, and create assists, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking as well, not just the strikers, but the forward players.
Yeah.
You need to be playing on the front foot, and you need to be playing aggressively and at a quick pace. But we're not doing any of it. We're not aggressive. No. We don't play on the front foot. We're not.
We don't play quick.
No, it's slow. It's pedestrian. It's backwards. It's sideways. By the time we do get forward enough to be able to create a goal-scoring opportunity, the opposition have got 8 or 9 players behind the ball. Therefore, it's impossible to create anything. It's a massive mess. Honestly, he needs to completely reorganise the tactics of the team and get them playing with a lot more energy and purpose and a higher pace, because until he does that, things aren't going to change. What's this?
The team, you're in trouble when Allardyce, Pardew, Pulis, Bruce, Pearson become a fair option. Arteta is socially awkward.
Yeah, he is.
I completely agree with it. That guy, I swear to God, how he got the manager's job at our club, guys. Former player, crap player. He's the worst manager.
I'll tell you how he got the job. He got the job because the club saw what's his face, the guy at Man United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at United, and they said, "Yeah, we'll have some of that. We'll try that. It's a cheaper option."
Yeah.
And they thought, right, let's appoint Mikel Arteta. That's how he got the job, and because of the fact that he was number 2 to Pep, they thought he was going to come and he was going to bring all that Pep stuff with him because he sat next to him. And then that whole argument is completely and utterly flawless. It's completely and utterly flawed, I should say, right? Because you or I, we could go and sit next to a brain surgeon for a year. It doesn't mean to say that we're going to become a great brain surgeon just because we've sat next to them for a year watching what they do.
Exactly.
It's just mad. The whole notion that he's going to do that. And I keep asking all these people that want to back Mikel Arteta the same question and the question is, if he'd been number 2, if Mikel Arteta had been Sean Dyche's number 2 at Burnley, would you have wanted him?
Yeah.
And they won't answer the question.
Of course
no
not.
one is prepared to answer the question, because I know what the answer is. The answer is no. The reason they want him is because he sat next to Pep. And they thought that he was going to bring all that Pep stuff with him.
He learned 0. He learned nothing.
Yeah.
He learned nothing. And I know what you mean. They were looking. I was thinking along the same lines. He's coming from Manchester City. He's been assistant to Pep Guardiola. I don't know what he was doing at the club, to be honest. I don't care, because he brought absolutely nothing to Arsenal. Everything he supposedly learned or observed or saw, he wasn't paying attention to what Pep was doing, and he wasn't paying attention when Pep spoke to the players. I saw this thing on YouTube about a video. Manchester City were playing. It was halftime, and the game wasn't going for them. They were losing, but they went on to win the game. But he went in at halftime, and all the players came in. Now, he was very authoritative, Pep Guardiola. He wasn't rude, but he made them know who the boss is. He said, sit down and shut up. He said, be quiet.
I saw that as well.
You know what I mean?
Nobody say a word. Nobody speak.
Yeah, don't speak. You think Arteta is like that?
To be honest, I heard
No,
that he was
no.
like that when he first arrived.
Mm.
I remember when we played Leeds in the FA Cup just after he got appointed, and they battered us for the first half. And he got the players in the dressing room, and apparently he went ballistic at them.
Mm.
But I don't know. I can't imagine that the players will listen to him because I don't think they got any respect for him.
No.
The thing is, if you go to a club and you've got Pep Guardiola talking to you about football, you're going to listen to what the man's saying because of his track record, the trophies he's won and what have you, and also because of his playing career, right? He was a great football player, right?
Fantastic player.
Yeah, but you're going to listen to Mikel Arteta. Yeah, he played for Everton and he played for Arsenal and he played for Glasgow Rangers. I'm going to listen to him. Do you know what I mean? They're going to be looking. Those players are going to be looking at him. Some of them have got far more success than what he's ever had.
Yeah, of course.
Aubameyang, for example.
They're better players.
Thinking, what's this fella talking to me for? Do you know what I mean?
Like Bellerin because they're on the same level as him.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I like the way you do business. He definitely is lacking empathy as well. He's lacking empathy. He's lacking so many things that it takes to be a manager. You see Jurgen Klopp sometimes with his players, he actually hugs them. You know what I mean? He's kind of like a father figure to the younger players. Arteta, man, he's not good with the players. I mean, he must be like a cold fish. They sit down at meal times in the well before the game. Man, he's just like, man, did you see about Graham Souness? Did you see Graham Souness talking about Arsenal against Brentford? You know how he described Arsenal?
Oh my God, I can imagine now. What did he say?
But he was funny. He was humorous about it, but he was right. He said that Arsenal are too nice as a team. They've got no bad boys in the team. He said it's like a team of son-in-laws.
It's true. The sad thing about that is that it's 100% true.
Well, we've got no scumbags, we've got no tough guys in there that are gonna, take out your daughter and not ring her later. We got no one like that. A bit of a bad boy. We got no Dennis Rodmans, a bad boy that's gonna come on the field, rough up a few people, argue with a few of his team members in the change room, and go out there and break a few legs. We've no one like that. We've no Vinnie Jones, Koku.
Yeah, man. Patrick Vieira would do stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Going out on the pitch, I wouldn't want to be like messing with Patrick Vieira. That's for sure. Do you know what I mean? I certainly wouldn't want to be messing with him or Roy Keane or Graham Souness or any of these people.
Dennis Wise, man, today.
Or like messing with the likes of Peter Grant or Neil Lennon in their playing days. No chance.
Dennis Wise was a tough guy.
Yeah.
Wisey, he was tough.
This comment is a really good comment as well.
Yeah, it is from the Assembly. Yeah. Arteta is so superior. Yeah.
Go on, mate.
Arteta is so superior that he can't see anyone else's point of view. I was told that he got on extremely well with the Cronkies. That's why Wenger got him out. Very undermining. Yeah,
I can believe that. 100%. I can 100% believe that.
That's what they keep him when he's, when he's destroying everything. The results, guys, the performance. The end of the season, guys. You're going to see that me and Warren. There's no change in the team, guys. You're going to see we're all Arsenal, Alex, Dre, Warren, myself. The protest is on Sunday, guys. Do me a favor, do Warren a favor, and do yourself a favor. Every Arsenal a favor. Go to the protest, guys. Vent your frustration. Do it peacefully. Let your voice be heard. Let your faces be seen. We're not this club, guys. We're not a soulless club. The community club. Also an international club. but it's a club for people, guys, for the working class. You know what I mean? And this club has been around for a long time. We didn't get rich like Chelsea and start moving on to the big leagues when we were in mediocrity. Like Chelsea, they were in mediocrity. Same with Manchester City, relative mediocrity. Now they're up there. Certain teams have leapfrogged us, but this club, extensive fan base, guys, both international and at home back in London. The fans deserve better, guys. The club deserves better. It's not about ego. It's not about how much money. It's about the club, and it's through the mud, guys. The way the team is performing is complete opposite of what Arsenal stands for. There's no fight. There's no character. There's no spirit. At least Arsenal can be respected for that, win, lose, or no. Now even that isn't there, guys. And Arteta is happy. Does he have any idea what's going on? Did he even look at the Brentford game? He thinks that he apologized for it. Watch our video, guys. I told him what he could do with that apology. I told him how far he could stick it. No. You know what I mean? And I'm not a keyboard warrior, guys. I'll back it up. Trust me. So I have pedigree. You know what I mean? No, listen. Guys, the way things are going, someone has to stand up and say something at some point. You think we're going to get something out of the Chelsea game? We're not going to win that game. You think we're going to get something out of the Man City game? We're not going to win a game. And what about the other 35 games, guys? The season has only... I think relegation is really... I don't know what you think, Warren. People say it's a club, one game, talk about relegation. I think it's a real possibility.
It is.
Deep line, man.
We're weaker than we were last year for like on the playing side. Never mind Mikel Arteta, but the squad is weaker in numbers than it was last year. Right? We've got no backup goalkeeper. Right?
No.
We've got we've lost Danny Ceballos, right? We've lost there's another midfield player that we lost
Herrera. We lost Herrera.
Yeah. David Luiz, we lost him as well. Right? He walked out the club, right? Well, we didn't offer him another contract, but not that I'm particularly disappointed about that because I thought he was a bit of a liability, but just in terms of numbers, we're weaker. Do you know what I mean? And we can't be going into games with a backup goalkeeper. It's mad. What happens if Leno gets sent off or he gets injured? Well, we're in a situation where we're going to have to play a 15 or 16-year-old kid. It's mad. It wouldn't happen at any other top club in the world football or even any club in world football would not allow this to happen. I just can't believe it. And I don't want to hear all this crap. Oh, it's a difficult market. It's this, it's that. Other clubs have made signings. Just get out there and do it. You know what I mean? Aston Villa signed Danny Ings from Southampton in 48 hours? No one knew anything about it. They just went bang, and it was done.
Like that.
Yeah.
We're very bad at getting the business side of things done too. I mean, worse for me was not bringing the players in as we should have gotten rid of Edwood at the club.
Sorry,
5 players, 1 year left on their contract. We need to make them. I said the worst thing to was the players that we have sold that we didn't sell. We have 5 players with 1 year left on their contract. Are we going to let that run down and then they can leave on a free next year at the end of the season? Come June? I mean, think about this. Now we'll be moving those players out.
What's going
That's
on
what I
here?
see.
No, I'm here. Yeah, it's just I accidentally pressed the wrong button.
I wouldn't
Sorry,
blame
mate.
you. We're all feeling a bit tense.
Yeah.
He assembled. He was offered the job for Emery. Arteta was offered the job before Emery. Why about? Remember, he was appointed. Wenger did say he's surprised it was given to him. Yeah, Wenger knew what time it was, huh? He knew what was up.
Well, didn't Aaron Ramsey as well? You know, I remember Aaron Ramsey. He turned around and said he didn't want him being appointed as manager because he was arrogant.
Go on, Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey, I have respect for him. This one's for you, Ramsey.
Big up Aaron Ramsey because it's true, man.
Big up Rambo. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's arrogant like Gareth Bale. He's one of these pricks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bale with his hair, like what he's got going on back there, I don't know. But he's crap on the field right now. I saw the waste of space playing at the weekend when I was at my father-in-law's, and I saw him playing for Real.
Was he playing for Real Madrid?
Yeah, he was playing in the second half. I remember when we had to play Wales. Ramsey, it was Bale with Gareth. We had to play Wales, and we had to play them in a playoff for us. The first off, okay, we lost the second playoff against Serbia. We didn't get the Euros, but the first one we had to play Wales, and Bale was banned. I think he got like 2 yellow cards. He was stadium. He was in the days before the game against Ireland, the playoff, talking about Wales's possibilities when the Euro. Canada beat Ireland, and we beat them. And he was in the stadium like this, you know, with this, you know, his face. I swear to God, that is, and yeah, Arteta is of the same mold. I mean, Arteta after last Friday. Last Friday. Is he honestly thinking that everything is rosy in the garden and everything good in the camp? Is he looking at, like, is he on Prozac or something? Sorry, I know that's a bit personal to people that are on Prozac.
I just can't know what's going on in a man's head. I can't. I just don't.
After a result like that. And they're in training, man, and I swear to God, they need to put in some hours in training. I mean, they need to physically get robust. Last season, we had more of an edge season before. When we weren't playing our football and when it got a little bit tough, the team, they weathered the storm. They were a little bit ruthless. And then they come and they got a goal, or they got goals. Age that we have, that age, it's kind of like a ruthless. Our team were dominating. They were physically getting stuck in, but we weathered the storm, and then we hit, and then we get a ruthless edge. You know, cold. We had a killer instinct. We don't even have that anymore, and that was all we had to get us a couple of points. We don't even have. You know, we're regressing. The club is deteriorating. Players, we don't have many good quality players at the club too. You have to look at that, Warren. We don't have many good quality players. Chelsea have a fantastic squad. Chelsea's squad: N'Golo Kante, Romelu Lukaku. Guys, I could name the whole team. Kai Havertz, Warren. These guys are top quality players. They are quality. Havertz, Lukaku, like I said, N'Golo Kante, Absiliqueta. These guys can play.
Yeah. What a team. It pains me. And the problem is we're not going to be able to attract players of that level. Right? One, because we haven't got European football, and two, because of Mikel Arteta. People aren't going to come and play under him because everyone knows what a nightmare he is.
Yeah, he's like a Nazi.
In the game, I can guarantee you that everyone in the game knows what he's like. All the Arsenal players, football's like a really incestuous small industry, right? And I can guarantee you they all talk. They've all got each other's phone numbers, right? When they go off on international duty, if they've got a new number and whatnot, they swap numbers with each other, or even after the games when they're playing each other, they swap numbers and whatnot. So they're like ringing each other up, and their agent is saying, oh, you know, go here, go there. And I can guarantee you they're like ringing up their mates who play for that club, saying, yeah, what's the coach like there? What's he, you know, is he any good? Can you imagine what these players are saying? Like the likes of Lacazette and Aubameyang are saying to people when they ring them up and say, yeah, well, you know, what's this Arteta fella like?
He tells you how to play football.
You rate him?
Yeah.
You can imagine the conversation, can't you?
Yeah. I don't mind him being manager, like managing the team, but like from a coaching point of view, he's going to show players how to technically hit the ball. He was an awful player, a really bad player. He never did anything really. I mean, he shouldn't be allowed to be on the training ground and actually technically coach the players. I know Wenger played at AS Monaco. I know Wenger was a professional defender, but at least Wenger had some kind of idea. And tactically, he brought so many new ideas from Japan that he had learned over there at Nagoya Grampus 8. But Arteta is on the training ground and he's teaching them about tactics. Is he doing all of that? I mean, that would explain a lot because, yeah, he can manage the club, but the other side of things, he's no Zinedine Zidane. He's no Pep Guardiola. He's no Jurgen Klopp. You know what I mean? They know what it takes to win games. And he doesn't have that edge. He doesn't have that edge that you need to succeed. He's like raw, untested. It's uncharted territory for him too. He honestly doesn't know what he's doing. And this arrogant attitude, this belief, he probably developed that over time when people told him the truth. And he couldn't see it for what it was. Maybe they were trying to be helpful. But after a while, when he's continually ignoring it and is arrogant, people are going to get aggressive, like Guendouzi with him. Guendouzi made no secret of the fact he did not like Arteta. They argued openly in training, squared up to each other, face to face. Guendouzi did not like him at all and did not want to take on board what he was being told by Arteta because he felt it was wrong. Looking back at it now, I thought Guendouzi was a troublemaker. Now I see that he was right. And it's Arteta has been the problem all along. Not poor Guendouzi and not Saliba. Why don't we have Saliba playing for us? The guy can play, regardless of what was going on in the French changing room, regardless of how many guys' penises were shown live in the photo. I'm not bothered about that. You know what I mean? Boys will be boys. We are men. What does that got to do with anything, man? No. The guy can get him in the team.
One reason, for as far as I think there's one reason and one reason alone why Arteta hasn't played him. And it's because Unai Emery signed him.
Maybe so. He's just.
That's what I honestly believe. Any player that was signed by Emery, he's actively tried to get him out of the club. The only one he hasn't, I think. Who signed Aubameyang? Was it Wenger or was it Emery?
I think it was Wenger.
Yeah,
he's been there a while.
Wenger got the sack, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's been there a while. Like I remember when Bruce Rioch, I'm going back a while now, when Bruce Rioch took over as caretaker manager. Yeah. No, sorry, when Stuart Houston took over as caretaker manager after Bruce Rioch. But Bruce Rioch had bought Dennis Bergkamp. When Wenger turned up, Bergkamp was already at the club because Rioch had bought him. You think if Arteta turned up and Bergkamp was at the club, Arteta wouldn't play him? No, you know what I mean? What is the guy's problem, like? You know what I mean? Wenger came to the club. He saw that the previous manager had bought some quality players, and he worked with what he had. That is the managerial mainframe. That is how you function logically as a manager. He is not the manager. I am. I have these assets. I'm going to use them.
Exactly. I just don't understand it. It's just crazy.
Warren.
It's crazy behaviour. It really is.
Warren. I mean to say it. And like you're worried, like speak openly, you know, Dion was texting me earlier, he says he's worried about the season. He's worried about the club and he's worried about the Chelsea game. I mean, they are going to absolutely annihilate us. We are going to get destroyed. They're going to wipe the floor with us. And even if we put in a performance and we fight back, the damage is done. Because the first game, we're building no momentum, guys. There's no momentum being built. The first game, we had to take the 3 points because the next 2 games are very difficult games with respects to Brentford. The first game, we had to win at all costs. Have 3 points in the bag and then go forward to those games and do what we can. Try to get something out of them. They are in us, guys, and we're getting no momentum. All the good teams, they get on a run. They have some momentum. We're never building up a head of steam. We're never getting the momentum. You know what I mean? There's no momentum. The team came off the back of a 4-1 win. The team came off the back of a 1-1 draw away to Manchester United. There's positivity. It builds. Success breeds success. We're never getting in a kind of a run. We never had a good run last season or the season before. A good run for us was almost scraping into Europe. You know what I mean? Wenger had his 4th place trophy, man. I would take that back now any time of the day, man. 4th place. Champions League. I'd have a bit of that. You know what I mean? Only one team can win the league every season. We're not even competitive. We're not even competitive for the championship. Nothing. We're not even in the top 5 come January. You know what I mean? Or sneaking up the 3rd position come March. We're not even in there. There's no excitement for us. We're 12th. We're 10th. We're looking above us and we're looking below us. Yeah, Sheffield United. Wow, let's try to catch Spurs. That is our season. Let's see if we can finish above them. That's our season. Now we have no European football. There's no excuse for our players not to be fresh. They have no trips in Europe. You know what I mean? No flights. No coming back.
Well, we got a trip up to West Brom in midweek next week, so that'd be interesting.
Arteta probably going to compare that to a Ramsey game. Sorry, a European game. I'm reading the thing there about Ramsey. Didn't Arteta play with Ozil and Ramsey? They are not here now. You think being former teammates, they want to play with? Anyway, Warren, go on and let's finish our team player ratings.
Okay, go on.
Xhaka, Granit Xhaka.
1. And he's lucky to get that.
Okay.
Serious. 1.
Nicolas Pepe.
4. I thought he was him and Tierney were our 2 best. Well, him, Tierney, and Smith Rowe were our best players. Right, and the problem was it took us so long to get the ball forward. By the time we did get the ball forward, there's about 3 or 4 players on him, so there's no way he was ever going to be able to do anything. But despite that, I thought he didn't do too bad. Do you know?
Okay, brings us to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe, number 10.
Smith Rowe 3, because he tried. You know, he did try, but it just didn't come off for him. Bless him.
Martinelli,
again, another one. Just about a 3. Balogun 3, and the reason I'm giving them higher grades than the rest of the players is because of the fact that we were so slow in defence and midfield with progressing the ball forward that when we did get the ball forward, they had no chance of doing anything. Do you know? So
I understand that's true.
Why.
The pace of the game was, we were completely exposed in the game also. I mean, when you're playing slow, you're playing slow.
Yeah.
We weren't moving the ball quick enough, not just attacking, defensively. They managed to get on top of us. And when you get into you start slowly and you play slowly, it's very hard then when you concede to pick it up all of it. Suddenly, everything to go into we're only playing when we're 1. Now we didn't play at all against Brentford. But normally it's only when we go behind and we face adversity, the players start playing. I have one more person to ask you about a rating. Arteta. From the
0. 0.
Justified.
Justified. Okay. The reason I'm saying 0 is because he didn't set the team up properly. He didn't employ the right tactics. He didn't do his homework on Brentford. If he'd studied them, he must have known that they were going to be up for it. They would have been really pumped up and ready for a battle. And they would have been ready to put it on us. And he should have had the team ready for that and equally pumped up, so that we could have matched them. But he didn't. So, you know, we were, like I say, we were too slow in possession. We weren't aggressive enough. We didn't play on the front foot. We didn't, and the whole thing was just a disaster.
Everything you wouldn't want in a performance was
Yeah.
included in that.
Everything negative that you could have thought of that could have gone wrong, other than someone getting sent off or getting badly injured and having to be carried off, happened.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna say I can't understand why Sambi Lakonga, like even him in the midfield, he was impressive in the preseason, man. He was impressive, and he got a grip of the ball, and he was doing his thing. Was it nerves? Was it stage fright? The first game, we fell apart. You know, we fell apart.
I don't remember him actually doing anything.
Yeah. Okay, the assembled. All signings. Rioch, Bergkamp, but Wenger told Dean who he wanted, as Wenger doesn't break a contract. Rioch signed Platt. That Wenger got him out a year getting in. Yeah. I'm going to put another comment up here from Raphael. Thank you for that comment, the assembled. I appreciate it. Raphael. Hello, my friends. Here in Brazil, we think that the European doesn't for the World Cup, Club World Cup. There are rumors that teams play unwillingly. Is that true?
Not from my point of view.
Yeah.
Not from my point of view. I'd love to play in it. The reason I'd love to play in it because it would have meant that we've won the Champions League. Because that's the only way you're going to get to go in it. So for me, I do care about it because it's, you know, you're playing against a wider opposition. Yeah, you know, maybe there's an argument to be had about whether the competition is as strong as the Champions League, but you want to be known as world champions.
Yeah, of course.
Having the title of European champions is one thing, but world champions, you can't be solar system champions or galaxy champions, can you? So, you know,
it's the pinnacle.
It's the pinnacle. You can't go any higher than that.
Yeah, and it's something that a lot of the bigger clubs here in Europe, Real Madrid, Barcelona, AC Milan, all down through the years, that great Juventus team, they all participated, even though they were having very hard seasons. They flew halfway across the world. They flew to Brazil. They flew to Rio. Unfortunately, they didn't fly to Venezuela and get some arepas because we have very good arepas. But I'm going to put up a comment there from Stapes. Hello, guys. Hope you're both well. I didn't know that you checked out his channel yesterday, Warren, but I checked out his channel and I subscribed. I put on the notifications. They have a very interesting channel, yeah? 3 guys. There's 3 of them.
I'm going to check these channels out later because I haven't had much time the last couple of days, but I'm going to.
Check it out. Do yourselves a favor. It's a very interesting channel, I'm telling you. I was looking at it yesterday. The video they did after the Brentford game, hilarious. I mean, it was really, really funny. 3 of them together, 3 wise heads, and they know their football. It was a bit of they had a kind of a comical side to it too, a bit humorous. It was very interesting to watch it. I enjoyed it. Thank you for that, Stapes. Thank you for tuning in. I checked out your channel yesterday. I'm going to have a look today. Warren will do the same if he knows what's good for him because it's worth checking out. It's interesting.
Of course, I'll be doing that. Don't worry about that.
You learn something. You learn something from different YouTubers, you know? You see the way people do things. Like, obviously, my channel is the finished article, absolute perfection. But I can still learn. And modesty is the best policy. I am modest. But my channel, perfection, guys. Everything. Look at the background here. Look at me. What a channel. This here, look at Warren.
What a specimen. What a specimen.
I'm heading to the top, guys, and I'm taking with me. Yeah, 1100. I've got 1100 subscribers. 1100 people.
How many people is there?
Yeah, I love people don't know any better, and they follow me like sheep. I love it. 1100 sheep. I got a couple of subscribers. Whoa, you know what I mean? I got an extra couple of subscribers, Warren.
Anyone who's watching this video and who hasn't put a like on it and they haven't subscribed, come on, get your act together and get it done. It only takes 2 seconds to do it. So click on the like button and subscribe to the Old School Gunners channel, please. That's it, Old School Gunner.
Vintage.
And
You
click
want
on that
to see my
subscribe
hat?
button.
Look?
It's down.
Here, guys.
It's down. That's down there somewhere.
That's what I founded my channel, guys. That's the name.
Yeah.
OSG. That's me, guys. You know what I mean? That is what I'm about. That's who I am. I'm a top YouTuber, handsome man, of course, as you can see, on the way to the top. You know what I mean? Devilishly handsome. You know. Yeah. Okay, guys. That's enough, I think. All right. I'm going to round it up there. I would like to thank Warren for coming. I appreciate it, Warren.
Absolute pleasure, mate. Absolute
For you
pleasure.
taking the time. For you taking the time. About the stream at the start, it was bad, yeah. And I apologize to all viewers out there, all my thousands of friends around the world. Yeah, but look, thank you, Warren. I appreciate it. Yeah. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. Yeah. Wait.
I'm going to go and have a chat with my daughter now.
A friend of mine has just come on. A guy from Switzerland, Chris. Thank you for another cool live stream. Don't you worry about that, Chris. We are.
You're welcome, Chris. It's lovely to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Chris is an FC Basel fan. He supports Basel.
Does he? Maybe I'll take Granit Xhaka back then.
Oh yeah, his brother Taulant is playing at the club. I went to Chris. We saw many Champions League games together against Arsenal, against United, against Tottenham, because Basel, like 3 or 4 years ago, were in the Champions League regularly. He got the tickets. I used to go, yeah. A lot of comments speaking fast here. I think we should stay on for 10 minutes. Julius. Great show, guys. Thank you very much, Julius. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Chris, the Assembly, Davis 22, Raphael, Arsenal, Alex, Tuta. I'm going to be checking out your upload in a while, Arsenal, Alex, when I come off air. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. And big up to my friend Chris over in Switzerland. Big up yourself. You know what I mean? Max Squet Brudi, Bestale Badra. That's a bit of Swiss German for you guys. All right. I told him all the best of luck. You know what I mean? It's about the good life. All right. We're going to leave it there. Thank you to Warren. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. I appreciate it. Smash that like for the both of us, guys. Smash that subscribe. And yeah, see you next time, guys.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to the Warren's Tea Talk channel. And remember, most importantly, Arteta out.
Arteta out, guys. We'll never achieve anything with him as manager. We're never going to achieve anything with him as manager, guys. He's taken us back to the Stone Age, back to the Dark Ages. We're looking across North London, and Spurs are soaring, guys. They're flying high. Why can't we do the same? Why can't we do the same? Look at their performance against Manchester City, guys. Look at Spurs' performance against City. That should be the benchmark for every club. Respect to Spurs. They've got it going on. Why can't we do the same? They played with heart. They played with determination. And they played to a game plan. They played hard. Players like Dele Alli, I'm not a fan of his, but he sacrificed himself in the Manchester City game. He put himself about. He put his body on the line. He worked very hard. No glamour. He wasn't looking at himself in the mirror like he normally is. He put it on the line against them. Why can't I say? It's up here, guys, and it's up here. Yeah. It's not all about ability, guys. It's not all about ability.
This is what it's all about.
We are lacking. It's about it, guys. But you play with heart. You play for the crest. We are lacking in so many areas: character, will to win, determination, strength, belief. And when the going gets tough, we crumble. Guys, the players we have, and the manager is absolutely man. Listen, guys, we're going to leave it at that. Thank you to Warren. Subscribe to his channel, Warren's Team Talk. Subscribe to mine if you want. If you don't want, it's cool. I already have 1,100 subscribers. I'm sitting pretty. All right. See you later, guys. All the best. And thank you to Warren once again. I appreciate it. You're a gentleman, Warren. Thank you to Warren for coming on.
Absolute pleasure.
You're a gentleman like myself.
Thank you. Arteta out.
Arteta out. Go on, lads. See you later, guys. Peace.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.
See you later, guys. Adios.